All right, now this next story comes courtesy of the Daily Beast, and when I saw this headline, I thought I was disassociating, but I just want to do this one quickly before we get into the main course here. This is the Daily Beast headline: Bill Clinton got through Hillary loss by imagining he was Baby Huey or Casper the Ghost. Just gonna run that one back. He got through Hillary's loss by imagining he was Baby Huey, the rotund duckling, or Casper the Ghost. Says here, Bill Clinton couldn't sleep for 2 years after his wife Hillary lost to Donald Trump in the 2016 election. But the former
no
president...
pants. It checks out, you know.
But it says here, but the former president had a bizarre coping mechanism. He tried to imagine he was in a giant inflatable toy of cartoon figures like Baby Huey and Casper the Friendly Ghost. The unusual confession came in Clinton's new book, Citizen: My Life After the White House, in which he admits to outbursts of rage when things went wrong. Now here's what I'll say about this. Okay, so I think it's fitting that the title of his book is Citizen: My Life After the White House. I would just, if I were editor, I would make a slight title change. I would call the book Citizen X: My Life After the White House. And I say Citizen X because, look, I can't put my finger on it, but there's like, as a coping mechanism, to imagine yourself as a giant inflatable balloon of Baby Huey or Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Go on.
Is something that I would expect an alleged serial killing pedophile to do. But he's only the former president. He's only the former president, though. So I think it's a little weird that he's having fantasies that I would associate with a serial killer or a pedophile or a serial killing pedophile.
Yeah, but Casper is the friendly ghost. He's not a serial killer. It's fine. Trust him.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me wonder, like, what value is it for Bill Clinton at this point to write another post-presidency book containing anecdotes that, I mean, I know the common joke is you couldn't waterboard this out of me, but when I hear him say that, I just imagine saying it sitting across from a therapist and their eyes turning into dollar signs.
Just cash register going over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, he admits to outbursts of rage when things went wrong. But he wrote that he tried to remain resilient. When the going got rough, I tried to imagine that I was one of those big inflatable toys of the cartoon figures Baby Huey or Casper the Friendly Ghost. You could knock them down and they always bounced right back up. In his memoir, he apologized to people in the firing line when he was angry. Quote, I couldn't sleep for 2 years after the 2016 election. I was so angry, I wasn't fit to be around, he wrote. I apologize to all those who endured my outbursts of rage, which lasted for years, and bothered or bored people who thought it was pointless to rehash things that couldn't be changed. I think it's nice of him to apologize for that, but
is he one of those like fetish guys who's like, I need to be put inside a giant PVC dolphin and farted in? You know, my favorite guys. He might be. Like, he's how old is Bill Clinton now? Like 77 or something?
He's pretty old. But yeah. Felix, when you say like, oh, is he one of those fetish guys that wants to be put inside a latex dolphin and farted on? I'm just imagining Hannibal Lecter going, his psychology is far more savage than that. He's not a standard giant inflatable latex fart man.
I mean, obviously, he's also a pedophile.
Our little Billy isn't a monster, but he was made into one.
He's also a rapist pedophile, but like, you know, someone could be a steel worker and a rock musician. You know, someone, you know, people can do multiple things. I think that would be nice if, like, at age 77, he like saw that on I don't know, Chelsea's iPad or something. I don't know how Chelsea found it. She was like, "Oh, are these toys for my stupid kids?" She doesn't know what she's looking at, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is what I've been looking for all this time. All those sex crimes. I wanted this feeling. I did all this bad stuff, and it never gave me the same feeling as seeing the guy in the dolphin costume is being put inside the fart cube."
Well, I mean, technically though, like, remember the quote, you know, knocked and popping, you know, resilient. You're thinking of weebles, but far no perverted.
Yes.
It's like, no, what? No, that's sick though. No, thank you. That's Vibes serial killer.
Yeah.
Yes. Like if you walk into a 77-year-old man's house and saw an entire, like a tchotchke wall or one of those like glass display cases, but instead of little ceramic figurines, it was all Weeble Wobbles of Baby Huey. You would immediately call some sort of authority, would you not?
Well, yeah, and then you'd call the authorities, and they would discover his child shoe collection in the basement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Chris, you just reminded me of something. When I was getting my driver's license in Minneapolis, when I lived there, I had one of those like those driving instructors that are just like sort of like boomers who, let's generously say, didn't experience the post-war gold rush.
Yes.
You know what I mean? One of those guys, and he's like a 70-year-old guy, and he said, we're going to the Garfield convention next week. My girlfriend loves Garfield. And like I stopped saying the term girlfriend when I was like 27. I've talked about how grossed out it makes me. It's like makes me think of making out under the bleachers. Like we're all far too old for that. But like a 70-year-old saying it, it was like, is this a signal? Do you want me to like just merge without signaling into a semi? Do you want me to kill us both right now?
By the way, QAnon vindicated.
Yes.
Just crushing it.
I was going to say, I remember my driving instructor was a Puerto Rican guy, Mr. Torres, who was a former drill instructor in the Army. And I remember as he was teaching me to drive, he was also teaching me about the highway of death in the Gulf War. And so he told me that as a drill instructor, he would put peanut butter in the toilets and then eat the peanut butter out of the toilet while yelling at someone to make them think he was insane and eating shit, like as a way to intimidate his recruits. But he was a great teacher, and I learned a lot from him.
I totally know that phenotype that you're talking about. The driver instructor who considers himself like the stuntman Mike of the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah.